Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. Today I have a deck called Zed's Treasures. I know a lot of people are saying that Shurima is the new Ionia, and I'm not going to argue with them there. It pretty much is. But we are combining the two regions together today, Ionia and Shurima. So is this an allegiance deck? Maybe it is. But this is interesting because a lot of decks and a lot of creators are creating things around Inner Sanctum and these lucky finds that are created from it. Just these zero cost buffs basically that we can use on champions in order to win the game. However, I haven't seen a lot of people using them on Zed, and Zed in reality is a pretty decent buff target. And we're combining this in Shurima because there's a lot of interactions that we can use with Zed, especially with his followers, that can deal a ton of damage. And again, synergizes pretty well with the Inner Sanctum. And the unit that I'm talking about specifically here is the Greenglade Duo. When you summon an ally, give me +1/+0 this round. And this unit actually has the ability to get a decent attack stat multiple rounds in a row. I know in the past a lot of people have used Greenglade Duo as more of an OTK combo sort of deck, but this deck actually allows us to get pretty decent damage multiple rounds with this without really having to kill the enemy all in one go. It is 1 health, so it is susceptible to quite a few damaging spells and abilities, so do keep that in mind. But a lot of times, depending on what our win condition is, we can use Payday or the Inner Sanctum to find Spell Shield or extra health for Greenglade Duo or for Zed, whatever we need at that particular moment to help us win the game. So there's actually a lot of flexibility in this deck, which I enjoy. Let's see as well. We're running the Eye of the Dragon, a pretty low key, also super powerful card in this deck because of Azir. So Eye of the Dragon, we've got these lucky finds and paydays. Very easy to get this Dragonling out, so we can mitigate a lot of aggression with aggressive decks. But when Azir levels up, all of our summoned units are gaining an additional attack stat that round, and so our Eye of the Dragon becomes a 3 fearsome blocker, very important. But additionally, it heals us more, so even more damage mitigation and healing through Eye of the Dragon, which is great. All right, so everything else in this deck is basically meant to buff up those units, summon things, buff our Zed, and level up our champion. So I want to kind of talk as well a little bit about later on in the game. We have some interesting units as well, the Sandcrafter and Inspiring Marshal. A lot of times in decks, I don't like including a lot of 5-cost units, or 4 costs for that matter, because it takes up champion slots, and it's kind of it just is awkward to have them in your hand. In this deck, we get around that because our champions are relatively cheap, and so we can include these more, I guess, heavy mana costing cards in our hand without sacrificing tempo by putting out our champions first. And these are actually very, very powerful cards in this deck. So the Sandcrafter is summoning and attacking Sand Soldier, which works really well with the Greenglade Duo for attacking with her. It gives her an additional attack stat every round we attack with the Sandcrafter. And then Inspiring Marshal, really the same thing. When you summon another ally, give it +2/+0 this round. So this compounds again with the Dragonling. So if Azir's leveled up and we have the Inspiring Marshal out, the Dragonling becomes a 5/1. And then all of the Sand Soldiers that we're producing as well become 3/1s and just deal more damage. It's really great. They can also become fearsome blockers with Arise, Azir's Arise, and burst speed fearsome blockers if we absolutely need it. It's really just I've actually enjoyed this deck quite a bit. It's pretty fun to play. All right, and then we're kind of running the standard Ionia package here as well with Deny and Nopify. 1 Deny, 2 Notifies, and then we've got 2 Retreat, 2 Sonic Waves. This is more procs for our Eye of the Dragon. Some burst speed, game finishing attack stats that we can put on our elusive units. And yeah, it's pretty fun. Our card draw in this deck is Deep Meditation and Shadow Assassin. We're running Shadow Assassin in this just for a little bit more card draw. Becomes a 3/2 with the Inspiring Marshal. It becomes a 2/2. It's just a pretty solid card in this deck, even after it was nerfed. And we're running one off of Homecoming for potential pesky landmarks, landmark removal, and then some removal for some bigger units as well can come in handy. All of our units are relatively cheap, so the cost of us actually using this is not super high. All right, that's about it. If you guys enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks. So we are going against a aggro burn deck more than likely with Noxus built over Zun. Let's see what we can do against this. This opening hand's actually okay. I'm going to get rid of Deep Meditation. Azir's nice though, and we got pretty much a perfect curve here. And we just, you know, keep on going with the good curve. All right, so let's go ahead and attack with everything here. We get 4 damage, which is awesome. And we'll end the round. So I expect it to be aggro burn, like I said. So mystic shots and things, I think that we can count on happening. I'm just going to play Greenglade Duo. I don't know that I care if he ends up targeting it. Has to be a 2-cost spell, so. Oh. Okay. That's fine. I'll happily block that unit if he wants. And okay, so now the question is, do we go for a Zed or a Azir? I'm thinking Zed can clear out more. Let's go for the Zed. Now we do kind of, you know, run into a Mystic Shot here or Thermogenic Beam, but I think this is okay. We're still threatening 5 damage. Sandcrafter's pretty good. I think we just go for Sandcrafter here. This is just a big unit that we can use to block as well. Do you want to put more of those in your deck? Guess not. That's fine. 5, 5, 2. I don't really have a super good play here if he's got another Thermogenic Beam. I think we just go for it. If he's got it, he's got it. Okay, so he doesn't. That's nice.
They'll never see us coming. Nothing but a footnote.
Alright, awesome. Quite a bit of damage here. And Azir is 8 of 10, which is great. Ooh, we know what it is now. Legion Marauder deck. He's down to 3 cards, though. Okay, now I understand a little bit better what he's doing here. What do we want? Let's just go for Inspiring Marshal.
Show them the might of our army.
Shows of power excite the people and quell our enemies.
I'm not super worried at the moment. We can just block his bigger units.
Crumble.
And I think we let the other ones just hit us, right? I think it's fine. So we're at 9 of 10, so we can do a level up here. Let's go for the Shadow Assassin.
Arise! Shurima stand in sky, past and present.
I think we go for the second Sandcrafter as well. We don't have our... He's got 3 cards left, so I'm not super worried. We'll see though what he's got. Ooh, interesting. So now the question is, do I let this go or not? If I deny, this puts him in a pretty bad spot, I think. I think we go for the deny here. He's got 3 cards. I'm gonna take a gamble on this.
Full speed ahead.
Destiny calls.
So we're gonna attack with everything. We got a burst speed finish here that we're gonna put on Shadow Assassin. Whispered Words. What has he got? There's nothing he's got for 1 mana. Yeah, you don't draw anything for 1 mana. Or I mean, he won't have anything for 1 mana. All right, there we go. Not too bad. That's pretty cool.
Our legacy is eternal.
And our legacy is eternal. Okay, we're going against Hecarim and Azir. See how our deck matches up against this one. 2 Zeds, Inspiring Marshal. Let's get rid of both of those. I think this is more of an aggressive deck. I'm kind of upset I didn't get a turn 1 play here. Alright, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think we're going to be too slow at this point.
The Yordle here's with me.
Always forward.
Taking 4 damage as well. Alright, so the question is again, do we go for the Azir or do we go for the Zed? And I think we go for the Azir. Or sorry, the Zed.
Do not fear.
I think the Zed is the better choice here. It forces him to put something down.
They'll never see us coming.
I don't like that, but we're kind of forced to. Pretty good damage there. I think we need to be threatening lethal on this guy before he gets his Hecarim out. Oh, he actually opts to Black Spear my elusive unit. I guess he... Interesting. Alright, I actually think that we have... Well, I think we go for the Azir now. I would have played Inner Sanctum there, but I think he's got a few too many units.
See what we see.
He's drawing extremely well.
Faithless creature.
Alright, if we can get this Eye of the Dragon out, we can mitigate a lot of damage too. And unfortunately, we kind of drew all our deep meditations.
Forgetting is death to an immortal.
I think we got to attack with the Zed.
I thought better of you.
Destined to die. Glorious sacrifice.
Okay. So as long as he doesn't have anything crazy here, like a Hecarim,
No place for me.
he doesn't top deck a Hecarim, we're in pretty good shape. I honestly think we've got to sacrifice the Azir. Or do we? Do we just let it hit us? Let's skip.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
I don't like that. That's pretty bad. One or the other. Tough or +2. It's a little better. Maybe I should have gone fearsome too. Let's play our second Inner Sanctum here.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Inspiring Marshal's pretty good.
Show them the might of our arm.
I have respect the people in Perkona.
We got double. He's got his own.
Welcomes all his subjects.
Ooh, Challenger's pretty good. Now that I have Overwhelm. Or Spell Shield. I think we go for Challenger though.
Only the worthy survive.
Full speed ahead.
Shurima lives.
Jarvan commands.
Quite a bit of damage.
Keep your distance.
Step away.
Who blesses you?
I think we gotta search for... Okay, we don't get it. That's okay.
I am the shadow. My skill is
We get the level up.
Glorious sacrifice.
Nice. We're in a pretty good spot.
What is gained when you deploy malevolence?
And we got a 5 attacking Dragonling here, plus Deny and Notify, and our opponent surrenders. There we go. I don't know how good Azir and Hecarim is, and maybe he drew bad, but he didn't have a lot of card draw, and I think that's what ended up, you know, costing him the game. A lot of early game aggression that we were able to withstand, and then he couldn't really, you know, do anything after he was out of cards. Ooh, okay, we're going against Demacia Shurima. I wonder if this is an Allegiance deck with a Shurima splash. It could be kind of interesting. Opening hand is looking okay. I think we keep both the ZED and Azir, depending on what he has. If he's got the 2-drop, I'll put down Azir. If he doesn't, then I can put down ZED. I think we just go for this. We're gonna do the damage, what damage we can here,
Full speed ahead.
and I won't be surprised if he has it.
We protect these woods as they
Wonder if he's got
protect us.
Cataclysm. Let's pass and see what he does.
Smell something.
I can put down Eye of the Dragon, I think. Can I? I'm a little bit wary of him having Cataclysm. I think we can put down Eye of the Dragon because of this, because of the health. And I'm pretty sure we block. Yes, I knew it. So if he attacked again, we would have blocked, right? With the Eye of the Dragon. Fine.
Oh, where that came from. He smells something.
Your lesson begins.
He got 2 damage on me and killed a unit, but he used 6 mana to do it. Right, so we're even in cards, even in even damage here, so not the biggest fan of him doing that. Anyway, let's go ahead and play the ZED. We got some protection for him here. Depending on what he does too, we can retreat the ZED out and put the Azir in. and attack with the sand soldiers. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's got single combat. Yeah. And if he's got a second one, we will definitely be okay trading that. Perfect. Okay, so now the question is, do we put Azir in or do we put the ZED in? I think we go for the ZED still. We get the Dragon Lane next round too.
What brings you here?
Okay. Awesome. That's really nice. We get deep meditation activation for this next round
By the king himself.
as well,
Breathe in, breathe out.
which can draw us some cards here. And we get a backup Zed. Man, worked out pretty well. We're at 6 of 10 for Azir. Does the Jarvan target the we're just gonna retreat the Zed. Does the Jarvan target the strongest in me? Yes.
Look twice.
Or sing of our deeds. I've learned a trick or two. You won't leave a scrap.
I guess what was the point of using that? It like didn't stop the attack from going off.
Experience gives.
But he can't attack now, can he? Why would... Like, he's very low. I mean, I think it was okay to use that just because we get the Dragonling again.
Return malevolence.
But
Everything's better with company.
kind of awkward.
Says you.
Alright, we can play Azir here. We are at 9 of 10.
Worth fighting for. Shurima, your
We level up Azir and hope he does not have a single combat.
you have seen today.
We got a second Azir too.
They'll never see us coming.
The order is given.
Wow, he just lets it go. That's a huge hit.
Stand down.
Unfortunately, we did not play spells. Okay, we've got Payday. Ooh, Jarvan. So he draws.
Trying times, Lord Novell.
When I'm summoned, draw Jarvan the 4th. Okay, so actually that was pretty... I think we can go like this. We can play Inner Sanctum as well. Do we need a block? Ooh, deny. I think we do deny this. He's down to 3 cards this round, so... I've got 9 mana exactly. We don't quite have enough. Do we go for I? So this is lethal.
Behold the world within.
Your emperor commands.
Let's move.
The order is given.
Okay. And that's it. I was a little worried he was going to have another deny or some other, you know, combat strike, concerted strike, but he's got very limited resources there at that point.
Our legacy is eternal.
Once we denied the single combat, we won the game, I guess.